So I could have possibly lost my life recently, and I want to go ahead and give you guys a story time of what happened. So a few months ago, I brought a pickup truck from this guy from Facebook Marketplace. That was my #1 mistake, you know, cheaping out, but I really needed a pickup truck because of my business that I do, and I just needed something that was very powerful and that can haul stuff away. So basically, when I went to go look at this vehicle, you know, I went down on the price with him, and he was like, okay, you know, I inspected the vehicle, you know, make sure the transmission looked good, the engine looked good, you know, make sure there's no rust on the frame, the bed frame, and you know, there was no crack, because that's what I really needed. I needed a good, strong pickup truck. I didn't inspect the brakes on the vehicle. I didn't bring any tire and irons. I didn't really look inside of the creak of the wheels on the vehicle. Basically, guys, I just really looked at it from like, oh, it can run, you know, it looks good, okay, let's go ahead and go forward with this purchase. So when you go and buy a vehicle from Facebook Marketplace, do not just trust their word, and make sure you are inspecting everything on the vehicle. Make sure you're inspecting the inside, the outside, make sure you're lifting up the roof, go under the vehicle if you need to, and if they get offended if you're going under the vehicle, that's not a vehicle you want to purchase. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering, you know, how you almost lost your life, what happened? Guys, this dude told me that the brakes on the truck were good. He said, yeah, you know, I did everything. Basically, he said he remodeled everything on the truck. So I kind of just took his word from it, because I'm like, okay, you know, why this guy has to lie? You know, to me, he was a landscaper before his business, but he shut his business down and he was getting rid of the truck. So, you know, I'm like, oh, this is another business owner. You know, us business owners, we take care of our vehicles. Wrong. A lot of business owners do not take care of their work vehicle. So months go by. I want to say about 5 months go by, and I start hearing a little squeaking on the brakes of this pickup truck that I brought. And I'm like, you know, that's weird. I'm looking at it, and I'm not really a professional mechanic guy. Like, I don't know too much about vehicles. You know, the simple things I know is, you know, changing a tire or oil change or something like that. You know, air filters, you know, simple, small things. And I know a lot of you, especially the dudes in the comments, are probably going to clown me like, well, you don't know about brakes. You don't know about the caliber and the rotors and all of that and the brake pads. Guys, I'm telling you, the truck was running fine for literally 4 or 5 months, until I heard that squeaking. I kind of side-eye, like, wait a minute, something ain't right. So I was going with no brakes, with no, basically in the front. So in the pickup truck, it's a Ford F-150 2014. There's supposed to be 4 brake pads. I had 3. We're talking about the front. There's supposed to be 2 on that tire, 2 on that tire. I had 3. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some pictures up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Man, brake pads were completely burnt out and rusted out. Calibers were messed up, and the rotors were messed up, you know, and just one of them, a rotor, I'm gonna put the picture up, you can literally see it has a crack in it. You know what I mean? So I was driving, guys, and I remember I was going to a job site, and literally when I try to brake, like, I'm flooring it. You ever been inside of like an arcade, and you know how their brakes are in the arcade when you're playing the racing game? Literally, that's what happened. I'm like, whoa, 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 and there's a lady in front of me, and I'm like, and I'm braking, and I was able to slow down. But then I got so paranoid, I just went into a parking lot, and I immediately just called everybody. I was like, guys, my brake is going out. Mind you, I should have got these brakes taken care of, but when I heard the squeaking, I was like, oh, they're starting to go out. That's why 2 days before, I never really freaked out. But 2 days later, this is when this happened. And I went to the parking lot, and then I called this mobile mechanic guy. You know, I got a couple of connects. And the mobile mechanic guy come out. As soon as he looked at my tires, he looked inside, like he took his flashlight, because it was like 6 o'clock, 6:30, so it was getting a little dark out. And he took the light and he saw it. He said, oh man, you need brakes immediately. And before this wasn't happening, there was the brake fluid, you know, that blue looking fluid, it was leaking out. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Basically, he hooked me up. It's all fixed now. I know a lot of you guys are wondering, like, what? This is not a Ford F-150. No, this is my sister vehicle. I do have my vehicle. I can put a picture up. I try not to share too much about my personal life on here, because I know some of you don't care. I mean, some people are just nosy. But I do have a truck, and basically, you know, he came and it was a whole big thing. He got the parts and everything, and then he was able to fix it next day. I had a tow truck come get the vehicle, because I was like, man, I can't drive this back to my house. He's like, yeah. So we called the tow truck, you know, went back to my house, and then him and his team came out and he fixed the vehicle for me. But it just to show you guys, and like I said, this is my mistake, especially as a man. I should know better. I did not inspect my vehicle, and that is the whole point of this video. I really want to tell you guys. Now, listen, there's a couple things I'm going to say. If you're going to cheap out and buy a vehicle on Facebook Marketplace, bring somebody who is mechanically experienced with you and have them check everything out. If they need to bring a jack, they need to bring a tine iron, they need to bring a scanner, whatever they need to bring, let them bring it. And if the person is offended, who is the seller, if they're offended that you are doing all of that to make sure the vehicle is good, like I said, walk away. It is not worth it. That is number one. Number two, when you do get a vehicle and you expect it, you still want to go to a mechanic shop, or you want somebody who is a mechanic to come look at your vehicle again after you brought it. And let's say you test drived it for a month. I would say every 30 days, just check up on your vehicle. Or if you don't want to do every 30 days, I would say every 3 months. After this experience, I was really scared because people, you gotta hear me out. I could have hit that lady. You know, if I wasn't braking and I wasn't maneuvering that truck like I could have hurt her, I could have hurt myself. You know, someone can end up dead. And imagine if that was an elderly lady or something. You know what I mean? So it could have been a bigger scene that it already was. Telling you right now, learn about your vehicle, learn about brake pads, learn about, you know, transmission, engine, you know, head gasket, all type of stuff. It's just small things. You don't have to know everything in the book, but this experience that happened is making me realize, like, oh man, you really do have to know the vehicle that you're driving, because if you don't, that vehicle, you're going to end up hurting yourself or hurting somebody else, or you're going to end up just making that vehicle, you know, become unusable. Please just learn a little bit of mechanical skills. I feel like everyone should learn it, male or female. I don't care who you are. Please learn that. And now another thing, I know a lot of you are probably don't want to hear this, so I'll give you some time to click off the video, but I'm going to tell you this now. I feel like that was God. Now I'm going to talk about it. When the mechanic guy came to my house and he was fixing my brakes, he was fixing the brake, the rotors, and the caliper. Everything was messed up. He said, hey man, listen, 90% of people, no, actually 95% of people who have these type of problems on both wheels, they don't get to live. They don't get to stand. And he said to me right then and there, he was on the ground fixing a tire and stuff like that. He said, man, I'm really surprised to see you standing here, because the amount of people who have died, hurt themselves, or hurt others is very high. And you guys gotta understand, I've been driving in this vehicle, this pickup truck, for like the last 5 months, and you've seen the pictures. I'll put the pictures up once again if you need to see it. Those parts were cooked. They were burned, they were messed up, they were rusted, they were gone. You see what I'm saying? And for 2 days, I was able to still drive when I heard that screeching sound on those brakes. So I'm just telling you, God is good, guys. I know some of you don't want to hear that, but you need to hear me out. Like, you're very lucky. A lot of you might say, oh, you know, that's just the manufacturer, blah, blah, blah. Guys, you're not listening. I was taking that vehicle on the highway. I'm doing 45. I'm doing 60 in that vehicle, and I was still able to brake. It's just amazing. I'm still here. I'm still alive. Yes, I'm kind of still shooken up about it, because you're not understanding. When I was driving like this, like I'm braking. I'm literally braking, like trying to stop the emergency brake, everything. Like I'm trying, you know, and I was able to get it, but I'm like so close up to the lady, like I jerked like that. I'm like, oh my goodness, you know. So if you do feel like your vehicle is causing any type of problems, no matter where you're at, make sure you have some type of insurance that will have them come and get a tow truck for you. You know, whether that's AAA or whatever your insurance is, just make sure you have that tow truck package on your insurance. It's going to cost you maybe an extra 40-50 bucks to have it on your insurance. Whatever it costs, get it, because it is worth it. And the tow truck driver, he said the same thing to me. The tow truck driver, when he looked at it, he was like, oh man, you're lucky, because, you know, these are gone, man. Your brakes are gone, you know. So for the mobile mechanic guy to say your brakes are gone, and for the tow truck driver to say, oh man, your brakes are gone, it's just like, oh man, I wasn't meant to go. I wasn't meant to hit nobody. Like, I was really saved. I feel like I was saved. Everyone that I messaged and talked to, they're like, man, you know, after I showed them the picture, they're like, God got you, man. God love you. That wasn't your time. You know, and I just really got to share this video to somebody, because I know a lot of you, you know, you probably don't really care about your vehicles, or maybe you have other people who don't care about your vehicles, and you could spread this message to them and just show them, like, listen, the simplest thing that's messed up on your car can either alter your life or alter somebody else's life. You guys don't understand. Like, probably watching this video, you like, oh man, you know, that's just a little hiccup. But when you're in real life, when you could see kind of death in front of you, and you're like, oh, no. Like, it's like the movies, you know what I mean? It's like, you ever seen the movies and they be on the train tracks and they're trying to open the door in the train tracks and they can't open the door, you know, and then the last minute they can either bust the window or open the door and get out, and then the train, boom, hit the vehicle, but they live. Yes, I'm being dramatic. That's what it felt like. It's like, okay, I had another opportunity. Everything is okay. But comment down below if you ever had any accidents or any life-altering experiences, or because I know for me this is a huge thing, but for somebody watching, you're probably laughing saying this ain't nothing. You know, I've been through worse, and I get it. If you have been through worse, you know, whether it involve a vehicle or just some type of accident, or you've seen somebody else's life, you know, changed in a different way because of an accident, please let me know. But guys, I'm still here, I'm still breathing. I love Earth. I don't take nothing for granted. And like I said, be careful of all vehicles. Inspect your vehicle. You know, go on YouTube, search up 30 different videos. Go on TikTok, 30 different videos. Instagram, you know, if you have shorter attention span, and search up 30, 40, 50 videos, because your life is important. Please stay humble, please stay safe. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and peace out.